Okay, good morning. So, as me and Mr. O'Neill explained in the launch video the other day, all the classes are now doing ecology. A couple are at different places to each other, and this lesson focuses on biotic and abiotic factors. So, attached with this and show my homework, there was a couple of pages of the booklet, but you can have a full copy of the booklet and work your way through it, or you can have a paper copy and you just need to email the sciencehelp@alns.co.uk and we'll sort out a paper copy for you. So, or just message me through show my homework. Quick recap, thinking about what we've learned so far in ecology. Could you write down your answers to these questions? So pause it for a minute. What's an ecosystem? What does interdependence mean with the different organisms in an ecosystem? Where does all the energy originally come from? And then any ideas, and this isn't something we've got to yet, but any ideas about what materials are recycled in an ecosystem? Could you answer those 4 questions in your books as normal, and then could you send me that piece of work? So that's the first thing from today's lesson. Now, 2 keywords we want to focus on today is factors about the environment. Factors are just features of an environment, things about an environment, and things can be divided into 2, either biotic factors or abiotic. Biotic, bio, biology, biosphere. The word bio just means living. So if anything is actually living, then it's a biotic factor.
Good morning. Remember me? Yes, you've seen me in an earlier lesson. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you about biotic. I've been asked to explain it. Okay, numpties? Cool. So, a biotic factor is anything that is living. Bio meaning living, as that man just said. So, for example, what would affect me in biotic factors would be things like my food. I like to eat worms and insects, etc. But what if there's not many around? That would affect the number of hedgehogs around, wouldn't it? If there wasn't much food. What about things like fleas and parasites, diseases, bacteria, all these living things that might feed off me, or might feed off my food and make me ill? Another thing that's living that I have to be careful about is predators. They can be really nasty with their sharp teeth, but I usually fight them off. I've got my little spines. I can stand up for myself quite hard, you know, in it. And then, and this might sound a bit unfriendly, but there's other hedgehogs who want to eat the insects as well. Oh, it's terrible.
Excellent. Thank you, Hamilton. That was really clearly explained. You're getting much better with your speech. So, abiotic factors. Now, obviously, as we just said a few minutes ago, a biotic factor, bio meaning living, quite often, when they put the letter A in front of a word, it means none or not. So with the word, you can have sexual reproduction and you can have asexual. So sexual involving 2 people, 2 organisms, 2 plants, whatever. And then asexual means not 2, just one on their own. So here in biotic, it means by having abiotic, it means not living. So what features of an environment might affect you, but they're not living things? And here I'm going to hand over to Ken.
Hello. You might be thinking, what's an abiotic factor? So that's something about my environment that's not living. Oh, sorry. What would affect me from my point of view? Well, if there's not enough rain, then the trees won't grow. And that's where I'll get my food from. So there's a factor. The moisture levels, the amount of rainfall. The wind intensity is quite hard for me, holding on to those trees. The temperature. I'm used to a lovely warm temperature. Don't like it when it's cold. So, one of the factors about my environment would be the temperature. Oh, and thinking about my food again, because I do like food. If there's not enough light, there can't be enough plants. So, there's quite a lot of things about my environment, such as the weather, the soil, the trees, but the rainfall, the wind, the hours of daylight. There's a lot of things just about what the conditions are like, and they're not living things. That's why they are abiotic factors.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ken. That was quite useful. I hope your factors stay nice and warm for you this year. They're not here at the moment. So, could you please, for abiotic and biotic, add those to your glossary, in your own words explain what they mean, and then what I'd like you to do is, like we've done in the past, choose any organism you like. You could choose a grey squirrel living in St Mary's graveyard. That grey squirrel living down there, what factors could you write down about biotic factors? What living things could affect him? What abiotic factors could affect him? So try and make a list for, like I say, my example was just a grey squirrel, but you can choose absolutely any organism you want. And just a quick summary. Are those things that you've listed or mentioned so far abiotic factors about any environment? And exactly the same, you can pause on that if you need it. And exactly the same here for the biotic factors. Now, last part of the, what I'd like you to do is either choose the green questions or the red questions. So could you answer those three questions? And it should be in line with some of the questions in the booklet, and there's a table to fill in there in the booklet as well, which is attached with this. So if you could fill in that table and then send in the images you've got of all that work, that'd be amazing. Thank you all very much, and see you next time.